Hey guys, welcome back to TCG Bros. Today I have a really special deck profile for you guys. This was actually the deck that kind of built the TCG Bros channel from the very beginning, and this deck profile is long overdue for our channel, but I've played Blue Eyes probably since about the time of the Maiden Structure deck's release, but it took me a while to get this deck together. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into our new Blue Eyes deck. And over time, with the new support and everything, this deck got a lot more expensive than it used to be to play, but the competition also got a lot stiffer. So start off with your 3 Blue Eyes. That's standard, obviously. It's a Blue Eyes deck. So one of our newest support cards, Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon. You want to play this card at 3. I've waited for mine in the mail for about a week now, and I'm tired of waiting, so I decided I will film with 1, but you need to run this card at 3. So obviously the summon's inherent, so basically what that means is, like, if something like basically this just works well against a lot of the new meta stuff. Let's just keep it short and say that. So like I said, play 3 Alternative White Dragon. A lot of people only play Dragon Spirit of White at 2, but playing it at 3 I think is pretty nice. I mean, this is going to give you a lot of level 8s in your hand, but when you get trade-ins, you're always going to have a target more than likely. It's very rare that you draw into trade-in with this deck and do not have a level 8 target. So, continuing on. 3, the White Sin of Ancients. This card is one of your main playmakers, whether it be in the grave or discarded. So, Cards of Constance and this card just makes a big combo play, and it's really good. So, 1 White Sin of Legend. That's basically just to add Blue Eyes, to your hand if you need it. So, this is kind of just situational, but it obviously advantages you somewhat still. And then 2 Sage Knight with eyes, or excuse me, not Sage Knight, that was the OCG term. Sage with Eyes of Blue. This is one of the combo builds when I play. Some people don't play Sage with Eyes of Blue, which makes sense. The other thing that makes this card really good is you can, when you normal summon it, you can search out a White Sin of Ancients or a Legend, or if you play Effect Veiler, you can search an Effect Veiler off of it. So playing 2 Effect Veiler with this card is really good, because it obviously, you can search Veiler, which is pretty crazy. So, and then we're going to scoot these up a little bit, and we'll finish off our monster lineup here with 1 Divine Dragon Lord Felgrand. This is from the new Structure deck. A lot of people don't play the Felgrand support in their Blue Eyes decks, but these cards are really good, and this Soul Charge when you play Blue Eyes is already like a win condition, so when you play Overkill is majorly overkill. So this just moves something out of their board, it powers you up, or banishes something you don't want in their graveyard out of it. So and then 1 Arcbrave Dragon. Basically just because if you face Pendulum and you special summon this, even if they were to negate it, the odds are you're going to be able to special summon it again at some point in the game. And banishing their scales and all their face-up spells is pretty powerful. And one of the best plays I like to do with it, with Arcbrave, which makes it really good in my build, is if you Dragon Shrine a Dragon Spirit of White and then an Arcbrave, you can special summon the Dragon Spirit in your opponent's standby phase off of Arcbrave's effects in the grave. So it makes it pretty crazy. So that's not quite all of our monsters, but that's all of our dragon type monsters. Our next monster is 2 Maxie. If you didn't want to play Maxie, I would just put in the 2 Effect Veilers. That way obviously you can search them. And our final monster is 1 Honest. And a lot of people don't play Honest, but I've been playing this deck for a long time personally. Everything in your deck is light. So, as you can tell, when your entire deck is light, Honest normally works. Beware of using this. You cannot do it over an Azure Eyes. It will not work because Azure Eyes is unaffected by the card effects. So don't try to Azure Eyes or Honest somebody over your Azure Eyes. That won't work. Other than that, any other monster that you got should be cool with Honest. And it's pretty much a win condition when you get it off, more than likely. Triple Melody of Awakening Dragon. Triple Return of the Dragon Lords. I'll do quick card explanations, I suppose. Melody, pitch any card in your hand, automatically add a Blue Eyes and a Blue Eyes alternative to your hand. It's crazy. Return of the Dragon Lords is like Silver's Cry, but better. And you can target the Divine Dragon Lord Felgrand, and you can target Archbrave with this. So it's insane. Being able to hit this, special summon Archbrave, banish all their face-up spells, or a Dragon Spirit of White, it gets crazy. It's incredible. 3 trade-in. Obviously, you're running 9 level 8s. Actually, you're running 10 level 8s, so you definitely need that. 2 cards of Consonance. With 2, sometimes you would draw into this when you don't have it, but if you do draw into it and you don't have a level 1 tuner, more than likely you'll have Sage or Melody. So if this is kind of dead, you can always Melody if you really need to with it. So it's normally pretty active. 2 Dragon Shrines, sorry about the glare. Basically, when you hit Dragon Shrine, you send Dragon Spirit of White to the grave, and it gives you another one, because you can send like some of your Blue Eyes to the graveyard, but I try to do that like later on in the game, because you don't want to draw into your Dragon Spirit of Whites, you want to draw into your Blue Eyes. So you want to normally Dragon Shrine into a Dragon Spirit of White, and then either the Felgrand or the Archbrave, and that kind of just gets you a good setup and gets stuff that you definitely don't want to draw in the graveyard and out of the way for you. 2 Mausoleum of White. Basically, it's just like a combo card. It helps you send stuff to the grave, and I tested this with Dragon Ravine, but I didn't like having to discard a card, and I took out the one Dragunity that I and a lot of other people are playing. So 2 Mausoleum of White, 1 Terraforming, just because that rounds up to 40 by putting that in there. And this is just a deck thinning agent, basically. It searches, gets rid of 1 card that you would have to draw, so it's just good to have. And then we will clean up our spells with our final one-off spells. 1 Silver's Cry, basically just because you can still off this special summon Blue Eyes or Dragon Spirit of White, which Gospel of Revival. Return of the Dragon Lords, excuse me. That's how you can tell I know that I played this deck for a long time, because Gospel of Revival is Return of the Dragon Lords' original name. 1 for 1. That just helps get something like Dragon Spirit of White out of your hand, because you don't want it there. 1 Regeki and 1 Soul Charge. Regeki in this deck may not be needed, but at the same time, just the ability to clear your opponent's board is still really good. But if you were going to change anything about the spell lineup, the only thing I would really consider contemplating would be taking out 1 for 1 in Regeki to put in 2 Twin Twisters. But either way, the deck is really solid. But regardless of changing anything, I would absolutely recommend 100% that you have 2 to 3 Twin Twisters in your side deck at all times. And last but not least, for our deck profile, I apologize, I had this sitting off to the side and I didn't pick it up with the rest of the deck. So, excuse me, 1 Dragon's Mirror. This just gives you access into Neo Blue Eyes. You don't need it for Blue Eyes Twin Burst, but this is another one of your one-ofs, and if you get stuck early game with it in hand, you just Melody with it or something, and it never really is enough to quite clog up your hand. So that finishes off the main deck. Again, the extra deck. I only have 1 of these today, but you need to run 2 copies at least of Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. This card's really good. because it has multiple effects. You can negate a card effect in the graveyard, and then on top of that you can bounce this, special summon an Azure Eyes. And when Azure Eyes would be destroyed by this card's card effect of special summoning it, Azure Eyes actually protects itself with its own effect, so Azure Eyes is not destroyed. So 1 Dragon Spirit of White, 2 Dragon Spirit of White. Played 2 of this card. Like I said, I've been waiting on it in the mail, but it hasn't come like my alternatives, and I'm kind of tired of waiting. I'm ready to film. So 2 Azure Eyes Silver Dragon. Basically, a lot of the time you'll bounce this into Azure Eyes, and then this card's insane. It came out in the Maiden Structure deck. When it's special summoned, for the rest of the turn that it was summoned and the following turn, it cannot be targeted. No dragons you control can be targeted or destroyed by card effects, only by battle. So some games you won't go into 2, but it's best to have 2. But the only reason that you would not go into 2 is if you bounced a Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon into this Black Rose Moonlight Dragon. And because Black Rose Moonlight is light, you can bounce Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon and special summon this because it's light. So that's a pretty good combo piece. And then because we play the 1 Dragon Rose Moonlight Dragon, Black Rose Moonlight Dragon, sorry. That kind of opens up the door to play Crystal Wing. Crystal Wing for some decks is kind of awkward to pull off, but with this one, having so many level 1 tuners and having a level 7 to set you up when you have good level 1 tuner supply, you can go into this. This will be destroyed by Blue Eyes Spirit when it becomes time. So if you can get this out and then do it in time to get down a level 1 tuner somehow, you can go into Crystal Wing. So sometimes it works out depending on when you summon it, but sometimes it doesn't. But it's situational. But 1 Blue Eyes Twin Burst, and also 1 Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. In this build, you need to play 1 Dragon's Mirror minimum, just because you basically, in past profiles, I was a little bit tongue twisted. I apologize. In past profiles, playing the Dragon's Mirror, I played 5-headed dragon and then a Blue Eyes Ultimate, but with Neo Blue Eyes, the reason that you basically play both is because if you can summon Neo Blue Eyes in place of Blue Eyes Ultimate, you can send Blue Eyes Ultimate to the graveyard, and it can be special summoned from the graveyard. So if you were to draw into Dragon's Mirror early game, you can send your Blue Eyes to the grave, but obviously this becomes it's go big or go home. You're going to lose big or you're going to win big, depending on how you play it out. But personally, I just like having the fusions in there. But like I said, the 1 Dragon's Mirror is your access to this. But given you don't mill a lot with this deck, you're not going to pitch it to the grave unless you want to do it purposefully with Melody or something, because you really need to get it out of your hand. So like I said, sorry I was a little bit confused with myself on that one. But 1 Gimmick Puppet Giant Grinder. This just helps you burn your opponent, and this is Spanish, so that's why you can't read it. But like I said, Gimmick Puppet Giant Grinder, really good for against C's. 1 number 38 Hope Harbinger Dragon Titanic Galaxy. Its once per turn effect with the spell thing is crazy, being able to attach the spell as material. It can helmet some of your other stuff, but that effect doesn't really come into play very often. It's more of just give me that spell as a material monster. So finishing us off with the next 4 here. 1 Divine Dragon Knight Felgrand. Basically you just helmet to get through back row. If you were going to go for game and you summon Felgrand and they didn't have something that could negate the summon, you would win at that point. 1 number 46 Dragluon. This card is situational. You could definitely side it out for something else, but this card and Hieratic Sun Dragon Overlord of Heliopolis are really good in the extra deck. So if you were to face another Blue Eyes player, this card would be really good, and it's still useful when you're not, but you probably wouldn't go into it like as often as you would some of the others, like number 107 here. So number 107 Galaxy Eyes, and then 1 Dark Matter. Dark Matter is still insane in this build. I'm honestly surprised we haven't seen some sort of restriction on Dark Matter, because I know a lot of people don't play Dragon decks that frequently, but depending on what deck you face and you hit Dark Matter, I mean, it's just really, really good, because it forces them to banish 3 monsters, and you get to send 3 dragons to the grave, which is awesome. Like, if you go into this with an alternative and a Dragon Spirit of White, you can just stack your graveyard so heavy with that one play. But anyway, that wraps us up on our Blue Eyes deck profile. Like I said, don't forget the 1 Dragon's Mirror is in there for your Neo Blue Eyes. You just go into the Neo, send Ultimate to the grave. That's how that play works. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this deck profile. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a thumbs up on it. Leave a comment in the comment section if you'd like to see anything else added or taken away from this deck. Basically just your suggestions, but in the near future I should be doing some deck replays with this, so I'll probably get on Dev Pro and try to record some duel matches with this, just so you guys can kind of get a feeling of how it works. So when I do that, I'll put a card on the screen. If there's not one on there, that means I haven't got the video together yet, because that kind of takes a while to compile good duel replays. But anyway, like I said, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you're new to the TCG Bros channel, make sure you subscribe for more weekly Yu-Gi-Oh videos, and I'll see you guys later.